May my words and my thoughts be acceptable to you, O Lord, my refuge and my Redeemer. Amen. Please be seated. When I was studying the gospel reading for today, I kept thinking about Frodo. Yeah, that's right, Frodo. I must confess that I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan. And I think that Tolkien must have been reading Luke when he wrote this trilogy. If you are not familiar with The Lord of the Rings, it's a story about a young hobbit named Frodo Baggins who inherits a ring and steps into legend. You see, the ring is evil and it needs to be destroyed. There are those who are after it that would use it to control the world. This is a daunting task that he cannot complete alone. He and 8 others, including his faithful pal Samwise, the wise wizard Gandalf, and the nimble elf Legolas, and more, journey on a trek of danger to destroy this ring in the land of Mordor and the Mount of Doom where it was forged. In today's society, it might feel like we are traveling to Mordor with the one ring that binds us all, facing daunting obstacles like avalanches, giant spiders, and a little creature that keeps whispering, "My precious." It can be quite exhausting. This type of journey will definitely change us, and it's important that we don't lose faith in that journey. We must endure. In today's gospel reading, Jesus tells us we're going to face all types of trials and tribulations, such as wars, check, insurrections, seen that, plagues, been there, and famine, an ongoing tragedy. Jesus is very adamant in telling his disciples about these hardships, but that's not all. These hardships do not represent the end. There is more to it than that. Jesus will be with us every step of the way. Not a hair on our heads will be harmed. Jesus is the light in our darkness, the support in our anxieties, and the hope in our despair. Not a hair on our heads will be harmed. Darkness is but a mere whisper that fades in the dawn of the light. Not a hair on our heads will be harmed. So that light at the end of the tunnel isn't an oncoming train. Don't ever give up hope. Always focus on Jesus. Always endure. Remembering in the worst of times, our light can shine the brightest. Don't lose focus. Don't lose faith. We are not alone. We will endure. God remains present in this world and in our lives, even when things have gotten so bad that it feels like the world is closing in on us. In the worst of times, it is easy to give up hope and think that we have been abandoned by all, but we have not. Jesus is our strength. He is right there with us. Songwriter Thomas Dorsey, after the death of his wife and son during childbirth, said it like this: "Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am worn. Through the storm, through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home." During our weakest times, that's exactly what Jesus does. He takes our hand and leads us on. He's given us something else as well, our faith community. Like Frodo on his journey to Mordor, we are not alone. We have our wonderful faith community. We have our own Gandalf and Legolas and Samwise. Look around. This is our faith community, our family, and we are all on this journey together. We have each other's backs. No one walks alone. Frodo would never have been able to complete his journey alone. Even though by the end of the trilogy, the fellowship was dispersed, their focus was still on the same end goal. They never lost hope and faith in the young hobbit, knowing that even if they weren't there in person, their prayers and actions would help towards the end goal of destroying the ring. Like the Fellowship of the Ring, we don't fight alone. We are here for each other with prayer groups, outreach programs, and more. We have such a wonderful faith community. As you're leaving church today, maybe let someone know you are there for them, that you have their back, that you are on this journey with them, that they do not fight alone. Even though we might know this in our hearts, it's good to have a gentle reminder. It's important that we remember that we will endure. We must have faith, and not a hair on our heads will be harmed. Amen.